going on, ladies and gentlemen? Just give me one set, the particulars of doing it. Cool? Check this out. Just gonna do the introduction. Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy right here, man. MMA Reloaded. We are live and direct for episode 41 of MMA Reloaded on the mic. And folks, today, I'm gonna do the introduction as soon as Emanuel Thompson, the one and only from the Prospect MMA podcast, comes on the show, folks. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we are one night away, one sleep away, however you want to count it, 13 hours away to be exact, Cage Steel 26, where it will be live and direct from the Doncaster Dome. And my guest tonight is my friend. He's a Cage Steel affiliate to Prospect MMA podcast from Clan Wars all the way, folks, to Almighty, to Cage Steel, to Cage Warriors. He has done and interviewed some of the brightest stars, up and comers and rising stars in this sport. He is Emanuel Thompson from the Prospect MMA podcast, and we are just going to get Emanuel on. Yeah. Give me 1 second, folks. Hey, Emanuel. Bro.
Something's covering your camera. Oh, there you go. Okay.
So
we got there.
Yeah, we did indeed. We did indeed, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 41 of On the Mic with MMA Reloaded. We are live and direct, and for once, I'm hosting it, and Emmanuel can sit back and have some tea.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm not hosting it this time. So, so ladies and gentlemen, we are live on YouTube. We are live wherever you're joining us. Thank you for joining me. If you're not joining me live, you can always view it tomorrow when it's fully uploaded because the internet's kind of slow. But yeah, folks, we are literally 13 hours away, and however you want to
Yeah.
count it down, less than this sleep. Yeah, away from K Steel 26 live from the Doncaster Dome in Doncaster. If you have not got tickets, it is never too late. You can either click my link in the Instagram bio, or you can click Emmanuel's link at Prospect MMA Podcast in his bio. Um, Emmanuel, bro, I want to start, before we start breaking down case steel because you have you have been on a very interesting journey as of late, my friend.
Yes, I have.
How could you, tell us a bit about what you've accepted and what's going to happen, and
Right.
of course, for MMA.
So basically, this is all the podcast's fault. Starting this podcast, I never ever imagined that I would be here, 9 months down the line, because that's only how old the podcast is. I only started in November of last year, so yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, starting the podcast, talking with all these prospects, all these dudes that are like full on living the life of a martial artist, training every day, twice a day, eating right, all that stuff, having their fights. Some of these guys, seeing them fighting once and then twice, and seeing the improvements that they are making from fight to fight. And I'm like, shit, man, I need to do this. I need to do this because it's one thing for us to look and comment and have an idea. You try to have an idea of what it's like, but I can pretty much say anybody that watches football, 99% of them have at least kicked the ball or played a football match with their friends or at school, whatever. But 99% of the fans that watch MMA, they haven't, competed or even trained, you know? So I'm like, I want to have that hands-on experience for myself. I also owe it to myself because I used to train when I was 21, and unfortunately, due to a kimura, I dislocated my arm, this right arm here. Yeah, true story. And that's what got me out of MMA. I was like 6 weeks out from my first fight when this happened. So like it's like having that unfinished business in the back of my mind for all these years. And then I start the podcast, and that fire gets lit again. So in that way, I was like, the Ultra MMA came up where anybody can join, and all you got to do is like raise funds for the Cancer Research UK. The gym that's hosting the training, it's the IFS gym, which is the gym that hosts the Clan Wars. So I'm like, that's one of the top gyms out of Northern Ireland, if not Ireland.
Yeah.
Like again, I had the pleasure of watching their fights live at Clan Wars 39 and 40, and now 41, and together as a team they're 8-0, so like 0 losses between the whole team. Yeah.
Wow.
So I know for sure the training was going to be like top of the food chain. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I don't have to pay for the training for 8 weeks. Okay, what do I got to lose, right? All I got to do is raise funds. I get that fight out of the way as well, which is something I always wanted. And then I get to live and experiment or experience what fighters go through as far as the anxiety, nerves, the training, the dieting, like everything.
And you had posted a picture on Instagram of your leg and the bruise that you had on your thigh.
That was the
Like
first day.
that's a great first day, right? Shit, if I've ever seen one. I
First day,
mean,
man. I shit you not. Listen, like I was 100 kgs, so that's 220 pounds, which is heavyweight territory. And because of that, they put me in the heavyweight category, right? Even though I'm like the smallest guy in the heavyweights, that's where they put me. And there's like these rugby looking dudes, like, like huge dudes, like 6 foot, whatever, big, weighing like 120 kgs, 115. And here's me, 100 kgs, like small dude. Anyway, the guy is on the top of me. I'm trying to stop him from passing the guard. One leg's on the side of his body. He puts all his weight on my other leg and forces my legs to split.
oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Kind of a banana split situation. And my groin, I just felt like a tear on the groin. And that's all the blood from that tear, happening. Yeah, not cool. But yeah, that was my first day.
that's what if I've ever seen or heard of an induction. Yeah, that is an induction, man.
Pretty much.
Oh,
Like we're not playing games anymore. This is real.
said, yeah, you can never play fight. I guess that's why
Yeah,
that's why like when someone plays football or plays rugby, yeah, or plays, yeah, you can never play fight. It is not possible,
yeah.
and
Do you know what happened to one of the guys this week? They have an option to do an additional training session on Saturdays that you gotta pay out of your own pocket. So the Ultra MMA is covering 2 sessions a week. If you want to get the third one in, you pay a $5. So no big deal. This guy shows up on the Saturday and they were doing like sparring drills. The guy, like, I didn't see him on the Saturday because I didn't go. I show up on the Monday. The guy has a black eye and 2 broken fingers.
fuck.
Broke his fingers in the like sparring, and got the black eye. And I'm like, okay, he's out. He's out of the
Okay.
fight. So like,
Yeah.
like, what's the point? I don't know.
You must
Like
have
I'm literally just trying to get to the end of this.
been.
Like literally trying to get to the end of the 8 weeks, because every week I get a shoulder injury or an elbow, or it's my knee, or it's my back. It's like I just been living in pain every day for the past 4 weeks, and I just got used to it. So like, there's always something happens at all the sessions. It's inevitable. Yeah.
I mean, sport. Yeah, man, you're in MMA, in martial arts. Yeah, bro. When someone's like, I guess that gives more of an appreciation, right? If you actually put yourself in a fighter's shoes and you train and
100%.
go through that adventure, yeah, of
A
shoulder
hundred
injury,
percent.
split groin injury, yeah, and it gives you that much more of an appreciation as to what they would go through throughout their 8 to 12 week training camp.
Yeah.
And
Do you know what changed as far
yeah,
as my mindset?
mm,
What changed was, like, I was dreading the fight at the beginning, where now I'm actually seeing the fight as the reward. So let me explain that.
yeah, go,
So I'm now understanding that the whole training camp, that's the real challenge, is to
mm,
get from A to B, injury free, healthy, make the weight. Like, those are the real challenges.
yeah,
Fighting for 6 minutes or 9 minutes or 15 minutes on the day, that's nothing. Like, these training sessions, excuse me, sorry, these training sessions are like an hour, 2 hour and a half, like 15 minutes inside the cage, sparring
yeah,
someone 100%.
yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. That's the easy part now, you know?
Oh, man. It gets like on the other side of it, outside of the cage, there's a lot of respect and a lot of appreciation for what Ultra MMA stands for in terms of donating and raising funds for cancer research. And
Yeah,
there's that side to it.
100%.
I guess there's a lot of incentive to people who have actually gone through that sort of a trouble um, to really do this, and help in any way plausible.
Yeah, and here, like, I haven't told this to anyone or anything, so you're getting
Exclusive.
the news here. My mother-in-law has been diagnosed with cancer yesterday, so now it's like even another layer of motivation as I'm, raising funds for cancer research. And like I didn't really knew anybody that had cancer besides um, my grandmother's husband, so he's not even my grandfather, and that was like years ago when I was a child, so I don't even remember the struggles or anything like that. And I was just literally, doing this for raising funds, go through the experience and all that. But having someone now close to me, you know, diagnosed with cancer, like we don't even know how bad or good it is or anything like that. They just been literally told yesterday that they got skin cancer. So that's going to be a whole new, process that we're all going to go through as a family. And yeah, don't know what's going to happen or anything like that. But I now have like a real connection to this cause, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So it's even more of an incentive, one to sort of retribute what you started when you were 21 to now, and then the other for your family.
Yeah.
And I guess at the end of the day, I mean, I went through a similar thing where my grandfather was diagnosed with lung cancer, and yeah, man, that's what you can really hope for, is that you guys go through that as a team,
Yeah.
and you do and it gives you that extra motivation that this is why you're doing Ultra MMA, Emmanuel. It's for your family, man. So
Yeah. 100%.
I
And like my wife didn't really get the why I wanted to do this, and she's like, you're 33, you're a father of four, you don't need to do this and all that. But yeah, now that her mom has been diagnosed with cancer, okay, fundraising, funding research, helping with development of future cures or new ways to diagnose or new treatments. Uh, all these things are not going to happen unless there's funding for them to happen, and there's motivation for them to develop something. So things like this are needed. And in that sense, I think she's a little bit happier now that I volunteered to put on a show for everybody and raise some funds on the night as well.
You will, man, and I'm sure everything will go smoothly, and she'll make a recovery. So now
Hopefully.
I'm praying for that, man. Thank you, man, and thank you for sharing that with me, bro. And it's a lot. Yeah, man. No, I have a lot of respect for you, man, for what you do, and
Thank you.
to actually step into a cage and for a cause like that. And now that you have a purpose to do it, it all just comes together, like it's all tying together as a complete thing. So
100%.
yeah, um, um, yeah, bro. So as we move on now, I wanna thank you for sharing that with me, Emmanuel. I think it's important that actually you're going through that experience. One, you're doing it for a cause too, and you're getting that appreciation and going through that journey, and actually have the nuts do this, for a cause that you're doing it for. So no, I have 100% respect for that.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that
So
very, very, very much. Yeah.
anytime, Um, now as we grow closer to K Steel 26, to me there are a lot of anticipated fights on this card. And I know this is your speciality. This is your alley of prospects.
Indeed.
This is your alley of prospects. And for me, yeah, bro, literally, like, uh, I've seen a lot of fights on this card that could be sleepers, and fights that nobody's really talking about, but it could be a fucking war. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man. If you want to kick us off, Emmanuel, the first fight, if you want to talk about it, man, go ahead.
Right. First off, I just want to say something, and I want to point out how important it is to have shows like this going, right? Because, like, from all this roster, if you had to guess, say 5 years from now, how many of those fighters do you think are going to be like at the verge of, Cage Warriors jumping to the UFC, or in the UFC already, or Bellator, Brave? How many of those, if you had to guess? Did you say 5, 10? How
I
many?
would say, yeah, just about 10, 15 max, I would say.
Right. So every single show like this, you literally have the potential to be looking at the next breakout star in the UFC, or the next Michael Bisping, the next Darren Till, the next Dan Hardy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And for us to be able to catch these guys now, like right now, at the beginning of their amateur careers into pros, and be able to just go on that journey with them, I think that's something that a lot of people sleep on. They wait until they make it to then start rooting for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, just to put in perspective again, if it was football, and say you're a Liverpool fan, and Liverpool gets demoted from the Premier League, their fans would not stop being Liverpool fans. They would still go to the Division Two and watch the games and so on. So it's the same thing, but in reverse. You're literally following them from Division 4 to 3 to 2 to the Premier League. So yeah, support the guys that are local to you, and support the talent we have in the UK, Ireland, Europe, even. Yeah,
I have to say,
definitely the future.
you being an island, yeah, and I'm sure like this is why your podcast is so beneficial for new fans, especially, and current ones that want to keep learning about the sport, is that people think Irish MMA stop ends and begins with Conor McGregor, and people think that Irish MMA is James Gallagher and these things, but what
Yeah.
you've, yeah, Manuel, is that Irish MMA expands from this. Yeah, the talent is so deep, that is unbelievable. Like a Clan Wars, the interviews you do, you actually show that this guy's a champion, that guy's a champion, that guy did this in the cage. Yeah, and this is why you should pay attention. And I remember you had not Clownwoods, but you had Matt the Beast on your podcast. Like, I remember a
Yes.
long time ago you had it the first time. Okay, before that
Before
time,
the fight with James.
yeah, Jamie Richardson, yeah, and even before that, even I haven't even heard. So I wanted to watch and see who he was, and I found out how experienced he is and who he was, and I was like, fuck, bro. Like, now look at him. Cage Warriors.
Yeah, exactly. Being called out by everybody.
Oh my god, that guy's the right.
But that's exactly what I mean. Like, going on that journey with fighters like Matt, going through the ups and downs with them, like it gives me a much better connection with the fighter than to just root for Conor McGregor to win because he's, the top star or something. Like I actually know the guy. I spoke to him several times, like so it's like me and you, like if something good happens to you, I'm gonna be happy for you. Like I know you, like we talk offline, online, like if I want advice, I ask you for advice and things like that, So yeah, like things get personal. Like there's a connection now with these fighters. So it's not just a podcast, it's not just a
Yeah.
guest, it's not just a fighter. Like I now have connection with these people. So like when I'm watching the fight, I'm actually emotionally invested in the fight. Like I shed a tear whenever Matt won the title. Like, come on. When does that happen?
We were live together.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god! There's a fighter who's in the UFC, bro, flyweight, and he was like one of the first guys on my podcast, and his name's Jerome Rivera, and we were, and he's become so tight with me, like the connection is mad, and he's been on my show like 6 times, and
Nice.
so he went to fight in the UFC, and bro, like, okay, cool, it's not gotten his way, yeah, he's put on some good performances, like he's shown heart, but because he's lost, I've done exactly the same, man. I've literally like emotionally just shouted and sworn like fuck,
Yeah.
fuck. You
It's
know,
it's
and
like your
like
football team losing a game, right? Or it's like whenever England is playing against France
yeah,
or Germany or whatever, and they lose the game. Like you're emotionally invested. You want them to win. So yeah, so doing this has added a whole new layer to the MMA that I didn't have before. As a fan, I was just watching fighter A, fighter B, who's the best at striking, who's the best at the exchanges on the ground, you know, all that stuff from a fighting perspective, but no real emotion. Yes, I wanted Conor to win because I live in Ireland, he's from Ireland, that kind of stuff. But again, no emotional connection. I care more about these fighters that I had on the podcast and then that I went to Clan Wars and they see me and they're like, hey, like, hey. And, we high five and shake hands and hug each other. And then, it's like I've known these guys forever, like everybody accepted me like super well in the community. Yeah, yeah, it's like amazing experience. Something I would never predict or imagine, by starting this, I would be now covering events and shit and watching fights cage side and making friends and everything. Like, yeah, awesome stuff, priceless
definitely,
stuff.
definitely, man.
Yeah,
Um,
and here I can already say in the future, hopefully next year, I'll be going to England and I'll be going to cover Cage Steel, FCC, Battle Arena, like, and me and you are going to meet at one of these events. Like,
do it, man. Yeah,
it's going to
I'll
happen.
take the trip with you, Emmanuel, man. So all these places, it's
Yeah,
definitely, bro.
it's going to happen. It's
Yeah,
inevitable.
I
Inevitable.
love that. I love it.
And we'll keep working until we start covering Cage Warriors and then UFC.
Mhm.
And then, like, yeah, there will be a guy representing this at every single big organization, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
People will know who the Prospect MMA podcast is. Yeah.
exactly.
Man, yeah, man, that is become so important, not just for us to educate fans with fighters, but for us to get educated as well.
Yeah,
It's you're interviewing, you're having a show with someone, you're doing a podcast with someone, and you're learning as well at the same time. Like some of the answers I've gotten, yeah, my jaws have just dropped. I'm not looking at a podcaster anymore. I'm looking at a fan, watching normally, and like it's us that are getting educated as much as the fans are getting educated. So no,
yeah.
I mean, it's a, it's a, it's the greatest job in the world, man. I have to say. Uh,
100%. Love what I'm doing, and like I've told my wife, like it it costs zero money to start up a podcast, and it costs zero money to run it. And like anybody, if you have a passion, go do something like this, because it you're literally investing for free. So all you're investing is your time. You don't really have to have any fancy equipment. And if there's anybody that can be the proof of that, it's me. Zero editing skills, zero equipment beside my phone. Just go live and that's it. no, no fancy editing, no nothing. It's just go live and fuck the rest. And yeah, let's just talk, and yeah, it works. It works.
so, Kate Steel 26, Emmanuel.
Let's go. Yes, yes. Big detour for that, right?
Yeah, kick us
I'm going to
off, man.
tell you the fighters that I think are standout prospects, right? And then we can talk about the fights, I suppose,
Yeah,
that they're going to have.
yeah.
So, first one, Jack Comby. And him, because I had him on the podcast, 5-1-1 as an amateur. Uh, as far as I remember, I think it's 4 out of the 5 are finishes, as well. So like this guy comes to finish the fight. He brings the fight to his opponents. Very exciting. And then he's making his pro debut at Cage Steel 26. So definitely a guy to keep an eye on. I think he has the easy fight for his pro debut, but yeah. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I think he has an easy fight.
Yeah, because of what we said earlier.
I'm not saying it. I'm just pointing out
Hey, no.
the match. The matchup is favorable to
Yeah,
Jack.
that's it. That's it. Great English.
If I had to bet the house, I'll bet on Jack. So,
Okay, that's cool.
if this was blackjack, it would definitely be on Jack. So yeah, so that's that. Um, Simeon. So Simeon is fighting Robbie Kennedy, and again, I had Robbie Kennedy on the podcast. You had him too as well. Um, I had him just before his pro debut, which was at the Cage Steel 25 in March, back in March, that we both covered.
Mhm.
Uh, First round finish. Since then, he fought again, and I believe he got another first round finish, if I'm not mistaken. So he's now 2-0. Simeon is coming from an amateur background, so this is going to be his pro debut, 6-1. Again, another beast. This guy is sponsored by Mauler MMA, which is one of the sponsors of the podcast. And Freddie, who's the owner of Mauler, he says, keep an eye on these dudes. He's going to go far.
And
Getting a
Simeon.
phone call there?
I did. Yeah, I was getting a phone call, man. Simeon is also. He was also the WC MMA amateur heavyweight champion as well as the Fight Star champion too. So he's reigning as that. He's undefeated in this last since his debut. So
So what? He
man.
just lost his first fight and then 6-0
Yeah,
after that?
Wow.
That's scary shit, man. No. Imagine a guy like that. He's 6'3" or something, and then
Yeah.
imagine me, 5'10", and just because we weigh the same, they lock us in the cage together. It's not fair, right? That's not fair. Yeah,
Oh,
I would not like to be trapped in the cage with an animal like that, for sure. So Robbie's going to have a tough night, and Simeon is going to have a tough night as well. I think, and prediction here, Simeon is going to try and take Robbie down and maul him that way.
So
Yeah,
I talked to
yeah.
Robbie on my last podcast, Emanuel, yeah. And you remember after K Steel 25, he said, I didn't get to show everything I had. Like I didn't get to
Yes.
play any of my skills. He said that he's gonna surprise us with he might surprise us, man, with some wrestling, and he might show us up.
I mean, if he pulls a flying triangle or a flying armbar, I'm all for it. Go on. I'm all for it. But yeah, I think Simeon is well aware of Robbie's striking capabilities and background.
Yeah.
So taking him to the
Vice
ground is the
versa,
way
though.
for him to win.
Yeah, I think vice
Again,
versa
sorry?
too, right? Vice versa too, right? Because mutual. Okay, I know Robbie said that he watched some of Simeon's fights heading into this
Right.
fight, and Simeon's actually a multiple-time Muay Thai champion. So, so
So
we're
he's
gonna
not
see.
afraid to stand and bang either. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see about that one. It's gonna be an exciting fight, like for sure. Either way, either Simeon starts as well with the losing record, and then probably goes on a 6-fight win streak as well, all the way to the top. Or he derails the Robbie TNT Kennedy train, puts a stop to his train straight away, and gets off to a good start. So I think it's a great matchup from Cage Steel. Like there's no bad way that this can go. They get a winner out of this. Where for example, just to reference again the fight of Jack Comby, if Jack Comby loses that fight, it's devastating. Like okay, you don't want that guy to lose. But in this one, it kind of doesn't matter because they get a good result out of it anyway. So there's like room for both guys to grow. They are both at the very beginning of their pro career, so there's like no harm done having a loss either or guy. But someone's always got to go.
Someone is gonna, and I think someone's head might go too. So,
Say again, sorry.
Someone's head is gonna get taken off as well.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, I can see that Muay Thai being used on the ground, some elbows, nasty elbows, ground and pound. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty to watch for sure. Other guy to keep an eye on, Sam Bird, 8-1 as an amateur, and he doesn't have a really easy task ahead of him in Jack Holt.
I like these kind of fights, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because this is the type of fight, that you want to. I think this is the type of fight that you want the young fighter to test himself again. This is how they really should match up fights. Okay, if you have high expectations for a fighter, and he's rising up, he's 8-1, he's 7-1, whatever. You want someone experienced, a bit more experienced, to push that fighter. That extra mile. And I've seen that Bellator as well, man. I hate it when I see Michael Venom Page go up against someone stupid. Or I see Hoist Gracie's son go up against the 4-4 professional. I don't like that for. I think I'd rather stick pins in my eyes. But yeah, man. Sam Bird, I see a guy who's got so much potential. This guy is literally one of the guys I'm going to keep an eye on going into this. And it's quite unfortunate because he had a cancelled pro debut. So he was supposed to make his pro debut in 2020 and he got cancelled.
No, that sucks.
I found that out when I was doing this. So yeah, man, Jack Holt, like, he doesn't need an introduction, man. I think.
We saw him fighting at the last one where he got the finish. I think
first round.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So again, another exciting fighter comes to finish. So that's
Jack
that's going to be a tough one.
Man, this is going to be his 9th Cage Steel appearance. Yeah, Emanuel. Well, and this guy, bro, if you look at any of Cage Steel's highlight reels, he's always on there for the flying guillotine. Like, I think this is going to be a very, very good fight. I want to see how Sam Bird handles it against a more experienced opponent in Jack Holt.
And like Jack Holt doesn't seem to have like any like weaknesses as far as like game goes. He can fight standing, can fight on the ground. So good luck figuring that one out, you know. I'm glad it's not me. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, um, I'm obviously, gonna take the side of the prospect. So I hope Sam Barr does a good job, you know.
Definitely.
Another guy was the Dagestani Umakan,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Umakan Ibrahimov.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2-1 as a pro, 1-0 as an amateur. I don't know what the rush was to get through the amateurs and jump on the pro scene straight away, but whatever. 3 TKOs,
Yeah.
3 wins, 3 finishes. Yeah, if there's anything we learn about these guys is that the Dagestani people are like super tough to deal with for anybody to deal with. So yeah,
When we think Dagestan, we think Khabib, Islam Makhachev, we
exactly.
think
Exactly.
Magomedov, the Bellator, bro. But these guys, yeah, amateur, professional in the regional scene are doing. Oh my god! Like when I first saw Ibrahimov in the fight with Stafford Winston, I was like, "Oh, what is this guy eating?
Yes, yes, I remember. Yeah.
Eating for breakfast, bro? Like
Steak,
steak, yeah, like
steak.
hellbent steak."
Must be.
This guy Umakan is actually, he's long, he's rangy. I watched one of his fights up on YouTube, and he's actually a very long guy, Emanuel. So he stands out like this. Yeah. So when he
Right?
moves, he sets everything up with the striking. Look,
Nice.
he's got good striking, bro. Yeah, good combination with his hands, but he's wrestling for his size. When he gets on top of you, yeah, his size is amazing. Like the way he controls on top, his transitions, a very active guy, man. His guy's a beast, like an animal.
Yes, with yeah. I'm becoming more and more of a fan of that style of fighting. Like at the beginning, I wasn't, and I'll be honest, I didn't really enjoy watching Khabib fight. I was the guy that didn't really enjoy Kamaru Usman fights, that kind of stuff. And now more and more, I'm becoming a fan of that kind of style where your opponent is just hopeless. You're draining all the life out of them. All the hope goes to shit, and you're just there trying to not die. You're not trying to win anymore. You're just trying to make it to the end or survive or something. Yeah, it's like fuck. That's awful. You know? Yeah.
That's great, man. I love it.
Yeah, and like especially after training, starting to train again, now I'm like really valuing the the wrestling, the grappling aspect of it. Like it's so hard, dude. It's so hard when you have another person's body on top of yours and you're trying to breathe and you're trying to do stuff and you're trying to not get tired. Like these dudes do it for 15 minutes, and if it's the championship round is 25, seriously? Damn. You know what I mean?
Man, my training stops and ends with sparring, but I'm sparring Muay Thai. Like, but I've had my ribs broken by a 5'10" Italian. Yeah, but I fucking hate that shit, bro. And he was shorter than me. Yeah, man. So what I was trying to do was I tried to just keep my distance and work off my front kick and try to keep him on the outside because his clinch was really good. Yeah, but he was actually my trainer at the time. What he did, it was a switch kick. It was a left switch kick to the body, And bro, my guy, he caught me just there. Yeah, but oh my
Yeah.
fucking god, I fucking so I understand like bro, when you were talking about injuries and during training and your shoulder and banana split with your legs. Wow.
Yeah, not fun. It is fun, but it's not fun. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun on the mind, but it's not fun on the body. You know, so like you feel good, you're having fun. Um, it makes you get up the next day to go train because you want to get better. It makes you eat the right food. It makes you get to bed on time. It makes you go get the cardio done. Like all these things, you want to get all those things done so that when it comes fight day, you've done everything in your power. You're not second guessing. You're not going to be looking back and thinking, shit, should I have done this? Or like all that is out the window. I've done everything I should have done. So from that aspect, it's amazing, from a mind like motivation kind of thing. Yeah, best thing ever for sure.
I mean, now with the mauling game, yeah, I understand that a whole lot more. You know what you were saying, like before. I didn't even enjoy watching Khabib and Kamaru Usman early on. I now that I've gone to understand the whole game and how grappling works. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I've learned to appreciate that so much more, bro. Yeah, like it's an art. It's like fucking
yeah,
playing chess. Yeah.
yeah. 100%. Being a human backpack, it's not an easy task to accomplish. So if you
No,
do, well done.
no, it's not easy.
Yeah, 100%. Here's another fight that I want to highlight. It's going to be the Aaron Givens against Stafford Swinson, which we're talking about just
It's a,
now.
it's a,
Top amateurs, like literally two of the top amateur prospects in the UK going at it. Like these guys are going to go far in the future, and we are blessed to watch them collide right now.
hmm hmm So, you know what I always appreciate about these things there, Emmanuel, is that the battle. I call it the battle of the gyms. Yeah. So when I
Yes.
first
Okay.
highlighted
Yeah.
this, two reputable gyms, yeah,
Yes.
down in Yorkshire, bro, and you're literally, maybe two of the best gyms down there in that side, and AVT, MMA lead, yeah, they usually their talent is so deep, like that's
Mm.
what usually gets highlighted on Cage Steel. Now that you got Ace MMA and you got Aaron Givens, you got Sammy Hart, you got Marcus Shanks, yeah, but it is literally now it makes it a hell of a lot more interesting. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I see what you mean exactly. We have kind of the same kind of thing going on over here, where you have the SPG gyms,
yeah,
including Conor McGregor's gym, which is the SPG HQ, and their gym is like 8-1 between the last two events. They went 5-1 at the last one, and then 3-0 at this one. And you have the IFS 8-0. For some reason, you don't see them matching each other. They're kind of going up um, side by side, but they are going to have to collide in a very near future. Those
mm,
two gems are just going to have to collide. It's inevitable. They have to. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. Aaron Givens and Stafford Wasted. Yeah, Emmanuel, bro. So you got AVT versus Ace MMA.
What's
You
your
got
prediction on that one?
bro. You know when they have the voting on the Cage Steel website, yeah, it's
Yeah.
50-50, bro. is literally even. Like
Yeah.
it's as even as an even number. Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah.
I thought, like, I think when we look at striking, when we look at it from a physical standpoint, it's pretty even. Both guys are very long guys, very tall guys that know how to use a range. I think Stafford Swinston is. I think from his last case steel appearance, he's gonna come to prove a point. You know, he's gonna
Yeah.
say, "Well, I'm 6-2 right now, but I'm gonna show you what I've been working on." Like he went to MMA Uncaged, I think it was, some exhibition promotion, and he took a victory over there
Yeah.
on his last fight, and he showed. I saw some highlights of it, because he put it up, and he showed some real he showed some real
Improvements.
wrestling. Yeah, he showed some real improvement, and I think
Yeah. If there's anything that was exposed on that fight, it was the wrestling, wasn't it? He pretty much got literally ridden for like 3 rounds, and he just couldn't do anything. And if I was Aaron, I would be looking to explore that bit of his game, 100%. But again, if he already closed that gap, if he already done everything that he could have done to learn that aspect of the game and improve in that aspect of the game, and pretty much, like this is literally what the amateurs should be used for, is for you to expose your game, check what the flaw is, and then you go fix it and you plug that hole, and that's it. Okay, no more holes here. And then you look for the next hole. What's the next thing that I need to improve on? And so on. And when you hit the pro scene, you're like, I don't care, man. Good luck to you. Try and win. Like, come at me. I don't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I can strike, I can wrestle, I can do everything. So yeah, so that's what the amateurs should be used for, not for padded records and not for easy matchups. Like, you literally want to get the hard ones, and yeah, learn from them. Yeah.
yeah, man. I think both gyms are esteemed. Both gyms have produced so much talent. I think Aaron Givens is a guy I'm actually looking forward to seeing. 8-1 in his amateur career. 7 fight, 8 fight win streak. He hasn't lost since his first fight. Yeah, man,
Nice.
the guy's he's been on a roll, and
Yeah.
these guys they seem to love the stuff. They seem to love to be patient. There's a lot of smart fighting in that gym, whether it's in the clinch or on the ground. It's a very well-rounded guy. I think we're gonna see probably the most even fight on this card. Is
You
that
think
fight?
so?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think so. Yeah.
I wouldn't disagree. Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a contender, 100%. Yeah. And then, like, as far as prospects goes, Muji Ahmed, I think, is
Mhm.
another good one,
Yes,
4-0. Um, he's fighting Alistair. What's his last name? Fitz
Alistair
Fitz
Harris.
Harris. That's it. Yeah. Sorry. I couldn't understand my own handwriting. I'm like, Fitz what? What did I write here? Yeah. Uh, my bad. Yeah. He's 4-2. So again, very even kind of records between the two fighters. Um, I just love to watch this, like these amateurs that are pretty much trying to prove something, and they bring it, and they come to fight, and yeah, that's what I love to watch. Like, if there's any advice I give anybody that loves UFC, is definitely look at the smaller shows. These guys are not playing for points. They are not trying to play it safe. They come to fucking fight, caution to the wind, and yeah, like, exciting fights. That's what you guys want to watch. So that definitely support the local shows. You're going to find a lot of that. Yeah.
And it's this one's for the amateur featherweight championship. So
Yeah.
so there's gold on the line, you know, and Mudgy's 4-0, 4 fights and 4 wins at Cage Steel. So the guy's got like a, you know, I call it a home field advantage because that's his
Yeah.
that's his domain, you know,
Yeah.
and
His promotion.
yeah, his exactly his promotion. Yeah. Then for
Yeah.
Alistair, 4-2, but 1-0 at Cage Warriors. So he's been on the big show, and he's
Was
taken
that the Cage Warriors Academy or the actual Cage Warriors?
Cage Warriors.
Wow.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
That's
think it
cool.
was Cage. One second, I think it was Cage Warriors 104. I'm not sure, but I think so. Yeah,
That was a while ago.
yeah, I know, right?
104. Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. You do see Cage Warriors with some amateur fights every now and again. You see them having pros having their debuts as well every now and again. Um, I wouldn't say it's very common. So when they do, it's kind of like, yeah, you should be paying attention to these prospects coming up. There's a reason why they are being handpicked to be on a show like that. Yeah, you should probably remember their names, and yeah, you should probably start following their careers.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
No, Emmanuel,
and that
bro, I want to plus is that you got a guy undefeated. Yeah.
uh-huh.
You know, there's a lot of, you know, undefeated 4-0, the same promotion. He returns back to his promotion. You know, is there and with a championship on the line, is there that additional pressure? Do you think there's going to be the additional pressure with all those factors in the intertwine?
100%. Yeah, especially with the crowds back. Like his home crowd is going to be there. I'm sure his family and friends are going to be there, teammates, everything, to watch him win that gold. And I can say from experience again, Clan Wars that I was covering a few weeks back, um, championship on the line between Aaron Machiavelli McDonald and Jordan Fury. So SPG versus Team Torres,
Ooh.
and Aaron was the local dude, the guy from Belfast, which is where Clan Wars was happening. Jordan was coming from Dublin. Big crowds to support Aaron. Aaron loses the fight, you know. So I I think the pressure got to him a little bit, you know. First show with the crowds back and everything. Um, Again, you know, you're the local guy. You're expected to win. You bring the crowd. You probably tried super hard to sell tickets and all that stuff, and then you don't want to disappoint anybody. You want to have the big celebration and stuff, and then shit happens, you know. So yeah, it can go one of two ways. Either it motivates him and he's gonna do like super well, or yeah, the pressure's gonna get to him. So we'll find out. It's make or break.
So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that, and it's his first fight back in quite some time. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. It's going to be my first time seeing him, so I'm looking
Nice.
forward to
Yeah,
that one,
same
man.
here.
Mm.
Same here. And then like Adam Bramhold, I think he's the star of the show.
Yeah.
He's obviously the star of the show, right? Main event. Let's state the obvious, right? He is the star of the show. 10-2 as a professional. Um, I believe he's on an 8-fight win streak, if
Yes.
I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and his last victory was a finish submission in the first round. So like this guy is like top top prospect right now
Yeah.
in the UK. I would say maybe this win and he gets the call somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe it's
He's
Cage
I know.
Warriors,
Yeah, man.
something like that. I don't know. Yeah.
He was I think I remember Kate Steele posting on the Instagram that he was the first fighter to receive a paid contract from them. Yeah, I think I remember them posting
Right.
something. Yeah, man, like he's like a golden. They called it the golden boy contract. You know,
I can see
the
why. Yeah. I can see why.
hmm, me too.
Like, I don't know how many fights he has left on his contract or anything like that, but whenever he's done with Cage Steel, I'm sure he's going to get, whether it's Bellator, whether it's Brave, whether it's UFC, he's going to get a call from one of the big leagues.
I remember he said to I think like he said it on your podcast as well, and he said it on mine. Is that he was showing interest in going to Brave, you know, and
Yeah, yeah,
I would actually love to see him at Brave, man. The
yeah,
talent.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we have some good UK talent, like Sam Patterson, um, in Brave. So like Brave seems to be like a really good promotion that's open to literally fighters from any country in the world. They don't care where you're from. They are not trying to please the audience from the US or from Brazil or like, can you fight? Okay, come over here. we'll get you a fight. Yeah. And I kind of like that approach. I like that a lot. Yeah. And then they have the extra weight divisions as well, which helps fighters not to cut weight like crazy. Something that Cage Steel is also doing. So hats off to Cage Steel for doing that, and Brave as well. Yeah, I think that's the future of the sport of MMA. It's to have more weight divisions, less weight cutting, leaves room for more double champs, more champ versus champ fights. Um, and yeah, less of people passing out at the scale and people needing help to be carried to the scale and like we don't want to see any of that. Like that's just awful to watch. Like like it kind of gives the fighter an excuse as well if they lose. Oh, it's because my weight cut didn't go well and this and that. Like get the fuck out of here. You done it because you wanted to. you know? Yeah. So like there's so many like professionals and everything that can help people with weight cuts, including me. I'm on a 100% success rate doing it 3 times so far. So yeah, like yeah, it's definitely something that we need to see improving
Let's do
in
it,
the
man.
future.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I think, bro, I think these weight divisions, right? They need to take a page out of boxing's book, and not with the organizations, not with the all the belts and stuff, but with the weight divisions. Yeah,
Yes,
just take a little,
like boxing. I think there's like divisions every like 7 pounds or something. So like we don't need to be that extreme, but every like 10 pounds would be okay. Like every 10 pounds would be fine. So you don't need to do any smaller than that. So
That's what I was.
125, 135, 145, 155. Then you have the 170. So like 165 would be okay. But maybe move the 170 to 175. And then you have 185, 195, 205. And then,
Yeah.
okay, go as heavy as you want. Nobody cares. Yeah. Like if I was Dana Black, that's what I would be doing.
Like, have you seen that guy on Instagram? I've seen that shit. Oh my. Yeah, man. Dana Black needs to do something big with that, man. But yeah, man. Adam Bramhold is definitely on his way up. He's fighting a Brazilian guy, Carlos Azevedo, with 48 professional bouts. Yeah,
I know that's fucking crazy.
what?
Fucking
But
crazy that the guy has that many fights. Like every time that I see somebody with like more than 30 fights, I go like, yeah, how did you manage to get all these professional fights? But anyway, like 48 is like a very high number. So like the guy is obviously towards the end of his career, you know. So maybe he'll retire at 50. Maybe he has plans like that, you know, something like that. But yeah, I think it's a good challenge for Adam. Excuse me, in the sense of he's getting someone very experienced everywhere. There's nothing that Adam's going to do that's going to surprise the guy. Veteran of the sport. So it's like, yeah, let's throw this guy to the wolves and see what happens, kind of thing. You know, can he sink or swim? Like, we'll see. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking forward to seeing that, man, and seeing what Adam pulls out.
He's obviously the favorite. Like, don't take me wrong. He's obviously the favorite to win. He's like you said, the golden boy, the local guy. This guy's from Brazil, so I'm sure he's going to bring like 0 people to come and watch the fight. You know, like I don't know. There might be some local Brazilian people living in town that might want to come and watch, but for sure the house is going to be there for Adam, to show Adam his support. So yeah, he's going to win this. I think. I hope. I hope.
Yeah, 50-50. I think hope.
Yeah, but it's a good challenge for him. Like, that's the whole point. It's a good challenge for him. I wouldn't even see this as like padded record or anything. Like, this is like
it's actually
a proper challenge. Yeah, because just because of the number of fights discrepancy, like Adam is like his 13th professional fight. The other guy is like 48. Like, what the fuck? Like, you could fit Adam's career 3 times over within his professional record, you know. That make you laugh?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So Adam for the win on this one. Let's go with the prospect, not with the veteran.
No,
it's going to be an execution of the veteran. Let's see. Rest in peace, dude.
Retirement. But let's hope Joe
Retirement,
Rogan. Joe Rogan come for the interview.
Say again, sorry. Joe Rogan what?
Joe Rogan comes for the interviews if he retires.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, man. Another fight I wanted to discuss was I know it wasn't on your radar when we spoke. I know like hasn't been discussed as much as I thought it would, given her last performance. Is Amy Devant.
Amy, yeah.
Against she's practically in her biggest test of her career, Emanuel, in this one, man. It's for the British Super Flyweight Championship. She's going up right now, bro. She's 2-2 right now in her career. And last time out, what I saw from her was toughness. Yeah, like I've never seen. And as the rounds went on, she actually, found.
I thought she had won that fight.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. She won that fight, man. Yeah. She did win the fight. Her wrestling.
It was against Miriam, wasn't it?
Miriam.
Yeah. But it was a split decision, as far as I recall. So like some people were like, "Oh, it should have been Miriam or whatever." Blah blah blah. Yeah. No, I thought Amy won that fight. Yeah.
From what I saw from her, like, for such a young fighter to keep your head straight, especially in the last round or in the last couple of minutes, it's hard.
Yeah.
You've got gas, you got cardio problems, bro. There's a lot of things going through your mind as the fight's coming to an end. So for her to do that, where I was actually really impressed with that, bro, I have to say, and she's going up against a really, really talented woman in this one, man. Charlotte Cooper, who is 3-1. Yeah, bro. And she's fought at promotions like Almighty Fighting Championship.
Charlotte Cooper, I think she's also sponsored by Muller, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah, I
think
didn't
so.
see.
And I think she had a Cage Warriors title at some point. Yeah. Well, I could be wrong, but yeah, you might want to double check that one. But I think I have the right fighter. Yeah. But
But yeah.
I'll double check that for you after this. Yeah.
So yeah, but so last time out, bro, Charlotte Cooper, she suffered her first loss, so her first amateur loss. And so she's coming into this one, man, 3-1. Obviously, three for her first three fights, she took them coming off the loss. What do you think, Emmanuel? Do you think it's gonna play on her mind coming in terms of pressure and against someone who's actually got momentum like Amy?
I don't know. Like those ones are kind of complicated, Like, but again, it's it's one of them fights where there's no real loser. So whoever loses just learns something new and they evolve and then they come back better. So like I really don't mind those matchups, 2-2 versus 3-1. Like it's so similar. Like
Right.
it's really well matchmaking, job from Cage Steel. So hats off to them for putting, great fights like that because like neither of these girls is gonna want to back up. Where a guy like Ben Schmo or whatever his name is gets a punch in the face, curls up, oh, fight's over. Like okay, there's no dog in him to keep fighting. You know what I'm saying? Where these two girls, they are not going to give up. Like whoever it is, they might be losing all the way to minute 8.50, and they might still be trying to get that knockout before the time runs out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Because we got me thinking to Robbie Kennedy against Ben Schneider. And
Yeah. That's it.
said,
Yeah. I said Ben Schmo so that people that don't know, they just okay. I don't know
my fault, my fault. Yeah, Benchmark.
who,
And
who he's talking about.
so, yesterday,
Okay.
I asked Robbie.
If you want
I
to
said,
throw the guy under the bus, then throw him under the bus.
no,
Yeah, Ben Schneider.
no, he got the nuts to step in the cage, man.
But you know what I mean? Like that's exactly what I saw the last fight. Like as soon as the first punch connected or so, cover up, referee, please stop the fight, whatever. Fight's over.
That's signal enough to just call it a career, man. At the end of the day, like if you're a big guy like that and you're turtling up when someone throws a first punch or kick, you're man. I guess it's time to go work on that farm, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, no, it was but it's true, man. That is true. Like we're not even being offensive, but it's true. Like if you know that you're coming to that age now where you've had this and this many fights, and that your milometer is going up and up and up and up, and you're thinking to yourself, bro, how long can I keep taking these shots for?
Exactly. Yeah. Time to pack it up.
Yeah.
There's retirement for a reason, and there's no shame in it. Like yeah. If it's past your prime, it's past your prime. There's so many good things you can do. You can go and teach other people, and you can go and watch the next generation coming up, and you can go corner these guys that fight. Like there's a bunch of things you can do. You can start your own podcast. Like whatever. Do anything. Yeah.
Well, and then the other one, I was actually looking at this fight and I was like thinking, it's going to be as tight as anyone on the card. Robert Ionescu and Sammy Hutt. I think.
Right. Yes.
So Robert Ionescu has he's 2-3 right now in his career. 2 wins by TKO KO. And both wins are at Cage Steel. So
Nice.
he's got 2 victories at Cage Steel. He's got a teammate fighting on the card, and Ben Fahey, fighting out the Snake Pit MMA. So yeah, man, what I've seen from this guy is I haven't seen too much. Like, of course, I watched one fight of his on YouTube, and the guy knows what he's doing in there. I think he grows with fight after fight. And that's pretty much common with these young guys. Like, as fights go on, and as they continue to have fights, they
Yeah.
teach something new. You know.
Yeah, like
Mm.
I kind of want to see like Sammy Hook, see what he's capable of. 3-0 at the age of 18. It's like, yeah, you're a savage, dude. Hats off to you. Let me see what you can do in the cage. And yeah, I'm just excited for the whole card tomorrow. Yeah, just excited to really watch the whole card tomorrow. And again, hats off to Cage Steel. They're gonna stream the whole card live on Facebook and YouTube, I believe, both of them. So if you're watching this, you can go watch all these fights for free. You don't have to pay anything. If you live locally, like you said, go get the tickets now if you want to go and watch the fights live, which I'm sure is going to be an amazing event to witness. But yeah, it doesn't matter where you are in the world right now. If you're in Ireland watching this, or in the UK, but you can't get to Doncaster, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, Cage Steel, watch the fights. That's it. Easy as that.
100%, 100%, man. And it's a pleasure to go there, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna be there live.
You are, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Okay, yeah. There you go.
For a meet and greet with MMA Reloaded, man. It can't get any better. Yeah.
Are you gonna have like your own table as well? And then, yeah, nice. Well done. How far off is it, Doncaster, from where you live?
Me is about 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I need to leave I'm leaving in the morning tomorrow. So yeah.
Oh wow. So we should probably finish this to give you some time to sleep as well and rest and all that.
I'm cool, Emanuel. I could man, I could stay awake like that for a while. But yeah, man. Well, hopefully it's gonna be a great event with the fans back.
Is this the first time you're covering an event live?
Live, yeah, man. So it's the first time. Yeah, bro. So I'm looking
forward.
Love it.
You're gonna love it. Like I absolutely loved Clan Wars. I was like, wow, I belong here. This is the shit. Like, yeah. Like, yeah. I don't know how to describe it in any other way, except I just felt like, okay, everything that I've done was like to be here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm in the right place at the right time. That's it. Yeah, and again, like coolest experience ever. Especially the last one where the crowds, like a bunch of people. By the end of it, like everybody was drunk and stuff. But the amount of people that I walked by and they were like, Prospect, I watch your podcast on Instagram and this and that. Oh, take a selfie with us and this and that and like, yeah. Swear to God,
cool,
yeah. Yeah, like I was like, what? I didn't expect that whatsoever. Yeah. That was like super cool.
I'm proud, man. I'm glad.
Oh yeah. I watched your podcast with this guy and someone else. Oh, you had my friend such and such on the podcast, and like just people like that, which is again unexpected, something that I never thought would happen by starting a podcast from my kitchen, which is what I am right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's super cool, super surreal.
The kitchen is the best place, man. Um, if you get hungry in between, yeah, you know where to go.
Nah, I'm good. I'm
Uh,
good. Yeah, one meal a day until fight night.
the worst place I ever went to, I ever did a podcast from my bathroom. Yeah, man, bro, I was literally sitting, sitting there. It's the quietest place in my house, bro. Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, man. So I looked the door and I just did it from there. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I refuse to do that. I'm like, yeah, I'll be in the kitchen. I'll be in my daughter's room.
Holy.
I will not go to the toilet or the bathroom. Like, yeah.
I look back at that. I love that thinking, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, for sure. Like I've done the Miranda Maverick one, and it was in my daughter's room, and I'm like, she's a woman. She's gonna be okay with that, and yeah, she was, you know, like, yeah, fuck it.
She's a cool girl. She's a cool girl, man. She's
Butterflies and pink walls and shit. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Nobody
Miranda's
cares.
cool to speak to, man. No, that was cool. I enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
I yeah, man.
Mhm.
So that's KCO 26 in a nutshell.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, tomorrow night, folks, 6 p.m. the first fight. Go
6
stream
p.m.
6 p.m. Yeah,
Oh, so you kind of have time before you
yeah.
have to be there.
I've got loads of time, man. Loads of
Oh,
time,
okay.
bro. So I get there at
I was
1 o'clock.
thinking for some reason it started at 12 for some reason.
Nah,
No,
man, you're
right?
so the doors open at 5:30, and
Okay,
the
cool. So you
first
got
fight,
time for sure.
yeah, of course
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got time. Where I'm actually quite smart, so my hotel is actually 8 minutes away from Doncaster Dome. So
Oh,
uh,
sweet.
yeah, man, I just take my time with that, man.
Oh,
But yeah,
nice.
man,
Okay, you're
yeah.
sorted. You're sorted.
That's so yeah, that's Cage Steel in a nutshell, bro. I look forward to you. Obviously, you're gonna be covering that. And of course, I'm gonna be there live.
I'll do my
Should
best
be
to cover the fights live if I can, but around that time, my kids will probably be getting dinner and stuff, and I probably won't get like any quiet time until probably the main card. So like if it's like after 8 or 9 p.m., then I'll be okay to, you know, go on Instagram live and
if
watch some
not, I'll
fights.
cover
And
it for you, man. I'll cover it for you, bro.
that's it. Yeah. That's it. You do the job. Yeah, that's your
No,
job tomorrow.
thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. And you
Anytime.
know, it's been a pleasure, man, to host you for once, you know, instead of
That's right.
you know, boy, and yeah, man, thank you for sharing with me about the journey going into Ultra MMA and K Steel 26. It's always a pleasure to break it down with you, man.
Yeah. Can I just give some shout outs and stuff?
Go for it, man. Go for it. Bro.
Yeah. So Air Muscle, shout out to Air Muscle. Anybody wants supplements in Northern Ireland or Ireland, go get them. Also Hellbands, they've been with me since the beginning, and I believe they are in like all Lidls now. So like even in England, Scotland, Aldi, like you guys can find them at supermarkets. So these guys have been growing as I have been growing as well. So whenever they came on board, they were just trading online. So people just had to go and order stuff online, and now they are in like Aldi's and Lidl's and Sainsbury's as well. So yeah, they are growing like big. So yeah, so they are my two main sponsors. Anybody that could donate anything towards the cancer research, the links are on my bio on the Prospect MMA podcast on Instagram. And if anybody wants tickets to go watch the fight, it's on the 17th of September, also in Belfast, and the tickets start at like £25, so it's like super cheap as well. So if you want to fly over and come watch me, let me know. And yeah,
Definitely, man.
it's gonna be it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one for sure. Again, win, lose or draw, I just want to go through the whole process and yeah, enjoy myself really. Like yeah,
That's the main thing. Now that's the main thing, Emmanuel, man. Go out there and enjoy the ride, man.
that's
the
it.
way.
That's it, bro. That's it. So
With-
tomorrow, Kate Steele, thank you so much for having me on. Like I always have fun with you. Like we always have a good laugh. So yeah, good stuff, man.
Anytime, bro. Take care, man. Have a good night, Emmanuel. Yeah?